ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 19 of Scribbles with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Rector, and today we're going to draw a space cyclops adventurer guy and talk a little bit about doing some scheduling. So I already saved us some time and I did a quick layout sketch of the guy. I don't end up doing the entire thing. The video does end up coming sooner than later, so I just end up doing the top half. But I might jump in here and there and just describe what I'm doing. But I think we've all become a little bit friends now, so we understand where I'm going with this stuff. But one thing I did really want to talk about was scheduling. And I think it's really important that, especially if you're an independent illustrator and you're working by yourself, or even if you're, especially if you have clients. But the main thing that I'm trying to get across is setting a day. Okay, let me paraphrase it. What works for me is I usually set Sunday, it's the start of the week, so I set Sunday aside right in the morning. Wake up, do your thing. But then what I do is, I'll show it at the end of the video, I grab a piece of paper. And I mean, there's tons of ways of doing this, but again, this is what works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you guys. Grab a piece of paper, and I write all the days of the week, and then what I do is I start blocking in things that have to get done, okay? And I have the calendar on your iPhone, and if you have a calendar that you got at the dollar store, heck, even the calendar you use on your computer, that'll be fine. And I take a quick look at that, and I try to see what deadlines I've already, like hard deadlines that I already have. And if I have any of that week, or any that I'll be coming up to, I block those in. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to see where my busiest days are going to be. And it also allows me to start scheduling in the things that I want to do. Or if, let's say you get a commission. Somebody wants you to draw a pinup of one of their characters, or, Captain America or something like that. But you're already doing a project. And for me, when I block it in like that, it lets me see what I need to get done. But it also shows me what availability I have. So let's say, for a couple weeks at the end of the month you're going on vacation or something, but you still have a contract work that you're doing. You could see that, you're going to be pretty busy, so you might not have time to do any commissions, pick up that extra, quote-unquote, gravy money, I suppose. I find personally when I do commissions of a character, it's kind of like, it's not as like doing a cover for a comic, but it's a little bit more, relaxing. You don't have to think too much. You just got to make a really cool looking picture. And for me, anyway, I really enjoy doing that. It just lets me turn my brain off for a little bit and just have fun. Whereas in comic work, you got to think a lot more. You're actually telling a story. I find with doing a pinup, you're telling a story, but it's also, for me anyway, just trying to have that character look as cool as he or she possibly can. So again, at the end of the video, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And so once I have everything blocked in, if I have personal projects as well, this can also take priority too. You don't always have to do commissions. I mean, I know when I started too, I wasn't getting a lot of commissions, and a lot of people, as you get better and as you get your name out there a little bit, people start to notice you and come to you, I guess, a little bit more, and you start getting some steady work that way. But until then, let's say you wanted to do your own comic or your own. You wanted to make a concept portfolio, excuse me, or you just wanted to beef up your work. This is the time to do it. We all need to feed ourselves, so that's priority to me anyway. And other than that, then you can start seeing when you can fit in scheduling. Either, let's say it was a half hour a day. That's about 3.5 hours a week towards a personal project. That's quite a big dent. And what I find too is if, let's say, again, going with the half hour mark, let's say you're doing the half hour at the end of the day, you can just, turn your brain off a little bit and just let the pencil flow, have some themes you're going on, and it's a little bit more relaxing way to cool the night down. Or if you're doing it when you wake up, get the motors going, get the rust off from sleep. Whatever works for you. I do recommend, if you guys haven't been there, I'll just write it on the bottom of the screen here, checking out a podcast called Art and Story. I believe it's it's not one of the extreme episodes, it's one of the regular ones. I think it's called The Big Time Management. And Jersey, Mark, and Kevin, the hosts of the show, they talk about what works for them and what they go about doing, little techniques for them. And hopefully, if you guys are struggling with I keep getting unmotivated, or I'm getting swamped by work, or I can't seem to get anything done, they're really simple, solutions to fix this. Most of it is, being lazy. The other part that I find, not only the lazy part, but being, there's always something else to do. And I remember hearing from Tony Robbins, if you guys remember that guy. I think he's still around, I don't know. But what he would talk about is humans are basically, driven by two factors, pain and pleasure. And, I'm not talking, sexually or anything like that. Pain and pleasure being, let's say for this sketch right here, I didn't want to do this video today, we'll say. And I know that once I do it, the pleasure I get from it will be relief that it's done. I'll get the pleasure of people actually seeing it, hopefully helping some people out. And things like that. But the pain is, I gotta set up a camera. I gotta take time out of the day to do this. I actually have to draw it. I have to come up with an idea. I have to think of crap to talk about. It's just too much work. And that might be true. But when you start thinking about it, when you start putting the pros and the cons together, I mean, like all the cons that I came up with the pain that I don't want to do this, they sound pretty sad. I mean, I don't want to do it because it's too much work. Things like that, just trying to think like that, I think help a bit. But anyway, yeah, check out that podcast. I mean, they have like a phenomenal amount of content on there, ridiculous amounts of stuff, and hopefully you guys will dig it. But, pretty much coming to a close with this guy. I didn't know where I was going with it, I was just scribbling around a bit. But, at the end of the video, I'll show you guys like an actual scan again, just so you guys can see the details. Because I know on the camera, once it compresses on YouTube, it's a little bit harder to see how it actually turns out. But hopefully you guys are enjoying it anyway. So just doing a little bit of shading in there, a little bit of detailing. This is some silhouetting work that I'm doing here, and perhaps I'll talk about that actually later on in the week. Silhouetting, and the silhouetting is like the black. If you could take a character and just fill them totally in black, like Batman, totally in black, you could tell he's Batman, hopefully, right? Because you've seen him in the design so good. Superman, you could tell. But, you start getting towards Green Lantern and some of the other characters, and the silhouetting might get a little bit more cliche. It's something in concept work that I've noticed that works a lot. I'll touch on that probably later this week. Anyway, just signing it out here. Hopefully I'll show you my schedule real quick, and then we can talk about that. Okay, I think I'm grabbing it right now for you guys. Okay, so this is really it. It's nothing beautiful, nothing crazy. So I have, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday right across. I've highlighted the things that absolutely have to get done that day. The other things, they have to get done as well, but the mandatory is not there, right? And the other thing is things can get moved across into days that you don't fill out. I could probably talk about this some more, but thanks for watching. You can get a hold of me on Twitter. My username is ArtByJar. Check out my website at jonathanrector.com, and don't forget to subscribe to keep yourself up to date with the videos. Have an awesome week, my friends. Keep the lead and the stylus is burning. Take care.